Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the Pope Prep players, I welcome you to our winter production show, Play On. Play On is a play. Play On is about a show that goes wrong. So anything that could go wrong in the show will probably go wrong. During the show, I must ask you to please turn off your cell phones. You may use the bathroom during the show, but please be careful of the stairs as the theater will be dark for most of the show. Even though I just told you to turn off your phones, you can take pictures with them, as long as they don't flash or make any noise. During intermission, there will be a 50-50 raffle in which you can enter in the lobby. Snacks and backstage notes are also available in the lobby during intermission. And I must warn you, there are some prone to flashing lights. You have been warned. In the meantime, enjoy the show.
To get this together. Get into your places and we'll warm up. Hit it.
Walks barely down the street with the people way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of speed. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Are you done with the bullets from the to the sound of the beat? Look out! Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Hey! Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ow! Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey! Another one bites the dust. Hey! Ooh, shout! There are plenty of ways that you can hurt a man and bring him to the ground. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him bad. You leave him when he's down. But I'm ready, yes, I'm ready for you.
That was a disaster. You were off tempo. You had no pizzazz. It was horrible. We have one night. One. You need to get your act together or you are out.
Hi, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I thought you guys were great, but my play is supposed to rehearse in this space at this time. I don't know if there was a confusion or.
Ladies, what's going on here? What's the matter?
She is saying that we're not supposed to be here, and she is not supposed to be here.
Hey, I'm sure it's a simple mistake. Let me just check my schedule. Oh,
What?
I scheduled you both for the theater at this time. It's fine. There's a simple way to solve this in this theater, like adults.
And what's that?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Out. Out. That's not a 3. Come on.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper, scissors, shoot. Yes.
And we have a winner. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the theater.
You had one job. One job.
Thank you. Sorry. Break a leg. Finally.
Okay, hold it. That's fine. Jerry, how's that?
What's with the upstage corner wall? Aggie, I thought I told you.
It was too wobbly. They're putting up a couple more braces.
I hope they don't make them too bulky. Our people have to be able to cross backstage behind that thing.
That's what I told them. All we need is somebody breaking a leg.
Where are players?
Going over their lines. Do you want them?
Of course I want them. It's only 3 days till dress rehearsal. We've got to get this show moving.
Hey, on stage, everybody!
Louise, don't you have any work to do?
Aggie said everybody.
I didn't mean you.
I'm somebody.
Everybody in the play, Louise.
She should have said so.
Okay, now is everybody here?
Not counting Louise.
I know, Violet. I know.
Can we get on with this rehearsal?
Does she have to do that now?
Louise!
What?
Do you have to do that now?
You want that corner wall or don't you?
Isn't there anything else you can work on?
I guess.
Good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us take the action from the top of Act 3. We've wasted enough time already.
I've been ready for half an hour.
Who hasn't?
I'm sorry I was late. We've only got the one car, and Frank had to work late.
You should have called me. I go right by your place, Jerry.
Saul picks me up for every rehearsal.
Does Margie know that?
Come on, Billy. You can't have Smitty coming by bicycle after dark.
People, can we have these charming conversations later? We've got to get this show rehearsed.
That's what I've been saying all along, haven't I, Henry?
Yes, dear.
Polly, we're all as anxious as you are. This is a first play by a new author, and we want to do it justice.
Justice tempered with mercy.
I happen to think it's a lovely play.
Sure, you've got the fattest part.
How dare you!
Darling, he means you have the most lines.
I know very well what he meant.
Might I remind you all that the author will be here at dress rehearsal, and we still haven't learned the third act? And what about those scripts? We should have been off book 2 weeks ago.
I know my lines.
And I know mine.
How about the rest of you?
Sure.
You know.
Should I come in?
As soon as I give the signal. All right, everybody, top of Act 3, curtain.
Ah, Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
Louise!
What?
Leave the darn curtain alone!
But you said
That was for the players. We're starting the act, not ending it.
I was only doing my job.
That's fine. Now leave it alone, Louise, okay?
Fine by me.
Take it from the top. Violet, go ahead. Now? Yes, now.
Ah, Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You are too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival cannot be here.
Do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He never accepts an invitation to one of our parties and not shown up. At least not without sending word.
Is that me?
I thought you knew your lines, Billy.
I do. I just forgot where I'm supposed to say them.
He's doing this on purpose. I know he
Polly,
is.
sit down. Billy, pay attention to the cues. Take it back a line and start again.
Whose line is it? It's Polly's.
Aggie, why are you still on stage?
Because if I stay in the wings, I can't hear them.
If you heard them, why didn't you throw Billy's line?
Because you said not to throw them any cues unless they asked for them. I thought he was just pausing before speaking.
All right. Aggie, get the heck off stage. Everybody, get back in positions and we'll take it from the top, okay?
Do we have to?
Yes!
You don't have to yell.
That's what you think. Now, shall we begin once again? Billy, go ahead.
Where are we starting from again? Oh, my line. Sorry, I forgot. Give me your line before. What's your line?
He might have had motor trouble.
He might have had motor trouble, Lady Barker. Ah.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at
No,
night.
no. Violet, I hope he hasn't had an accident.
That's what I said.
You said, I hope he hasn't had an accident, as if someone else did.
Well, should we take it from the top?
Darn it.
Come on, Violet.
Sorry.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night. Begging your pardon, my lord, but should we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
I suppose so, but don't you think someone should call Percival Slut and ascertain the reason for his absence?
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Billy?
Violet, you did it again!
Did what?
Call me by my real name. I'm Steven Sellers. And you are Diana Lassiter. Is that so hard to remember?
Billy, do you mind?
What? Oh, sorry, Jerry.
Take it from Violet's line. All of what, Steven?
Line?
This business about Percival.
This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I never spoke with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about that message?
Why, actually, no.
You didn't receive a message?
Oh, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it actually were from Percival.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
No. You've jumped the lines.
Oh, I did? Oh, yeah, I did. Now I got it. But did it come by post?
I assumed it had, but
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it?
why no?
Then how do you know it's content? Content.
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
No, of course not, old chap. Only, if there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telegram.
Now you say that line, the one you jumped to before.
Oh, okay. I should very much like to see that cablegram.
Telegram.
Oh, heck, what difference does it make?
None. But if Saul says telegram, then you say telegram.
What do you mean if I always say telegram?
I don't give a who and heck who says what. Can we get on with this disaster?
If we get through the thing once, we can start polishing our parts.
And when do we get the real furniture? These metal chairs are painful to work on.
But they help you polish your parts?
Oh my
There! Did it again!
Saul, will you stop it with the jokes and buckle down to work?
I was just trying to ease the tension.
Your jokes about Polly are causing the tension.
Okay, no more jokes. Now can we please get back to the play?
Louise!
I thought I could get the job finished when no one was working.
We're about to start working.
Well, why didn't you say so? I'm gonna make some coffee.
Fine! Now please, everybody just get back into positions and we'll take it from Billy's line, okay?
I should very much like to see that telegram.
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you insolent young pup, are you doubting my word?
Of course he isn't, Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall. As soon as Doris answers my question.
What was that?
Louise dropped the coffee cup tray.
You bumped it out of my hand.
The heck I did.
Did anything break?
I don't think so.
She bent one of the spoons.
That was bad.
Ladies, can you hold it down, please? Okay, now we can begin. Once again. No, sir.
What?
I said no,
I know what you
sir.
said. I just wasn't ready for it.
Take it back a line and start again.
Oh, I shall. As soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon. Mum! No, Smitty. That's short for madam. It doesn't mean the phone was keeping mum.
Oh.
Oh, I see. Out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what you have to say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Saul, that's your cue.
Didn't we skip a page? This part's coming too early.
Aggie,
Wait a minute, I'm trying to find the place. What page are you guys on?
I left my script at home. I was so anxious to get the car that as soon as Frank came in, I took right off without even thinking about it.
You know, I think Saul's right. We go from page 3-2 to page 3-4. Who has a complete script?
I've got it! Page 3-3. Saul's right. We skipped the whole bit about the diamond necklace.
How come I don't have that page?
I must have miscounted when I was getting the Xeroxes made. Does everybody else have it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right
uh-huh.
here.
Okay, then let's back up and do the part we skipped.
How can I follow along without that page?
Here, take my script. I've got the lines down cold. If I ever get the chance to say them. Ew.
Say, while we're stopped, I've got a question.
What?
It's about the play's title. Isn't that a steal from something else? An old Agatha Christie movie, I think it was.
Oh, I don't think Phyllis Montague would steal a title, Billy.
There's no way she could. Nobody could copyright a title. It's the law. There just aren't enough words to go on to name things.
Even so, what about our play's advertising? Won't some people think this show is by Agatha Christie?
So much the better for our box office.
And it is a murder mystery, so no one gets hurt.
Well, so much of a murder mystery if no one gets hurt.
I thought Sir Percival got bumped off by Dr. Forbes.
All right, hold it, all of you. Did we come here tonight to rehearse or to discuss originality versus plagiarism?
Jerry's right. Let's get back to work. Sorry I interrupted.
Where does the necklace come in anyhow?
Oh, I see what happened. Smitty, you came in too early.
I did? I thought I was supposed to enter when Violet says that line about the treacherous roads.
You're almost right. It's where she says the line about the lecherous toads.
Oh. Gee, I'm sorry, but it sounds about the same.
Phyllis Montague fancies herself a poet.
She is a poet, a rare talent, and a great writer.
Would you say that if she had you playing a mute?
Now see here,
All right,
ma'am!
stop it, all of you. Smitty, listen to me. This is important. You mustn't take your cue from the words alone. Pay attention to the plot. That way you'll know when to enter, even if Violet says the line wrong. Don't you see?
I didn't say the line wrong.
You didn't say it at all!
Well, how could I when Smitty came in early?
All right, that's enough. Do your arguing on your own time.
Coffee's ready.
Finally, I could use a cup.
But we've barely gotten started.
Listen, maybe a break is a good idea. Let's all have a cup, then take this thing from the top and get it right.
Now you're talking.
Aggie, don't go yet. I want to talk to you. I'm getting very worried about our progress.
What progress?
I know what you mean. We've never been this far behind on a show before.
It's not your fault, Jerry. We've never had the illustrious author in our hair before either. If Phyllis didn't keep rewriting the darn show while the cast is trying to learn it.
She's promised not to change anything else, Aggie.
What do you want to bet she's going to show up here with 7 new pages?
Oh, don't, Aggie. They haven't learned the last batch of rewrites.
The small wonder, the way Polly keeps inviting Phyllis to dinner and getting her part fattened, it's almost as big as she is now.
Don't you start with the fat jokes now, Aggie. I'm having enough trouble with Saul.
If Polly had her way, this would be a one-woman monologue.
Well, at least Phyllis is letting us do her play for free.
Naturally, nobody would pay money to do it.
Be fair, Aggie. It's not that bad.
I suppose not. But if Polly keeps padding her part...
She won't. I'll have to put my foot down. 3 days till dress rehearsal, and we'll be lucky if we learn the lines we've got.
I don't know, Jerry. Some of the mistakes we've made these last few days are better than the original lines. If we let the cast alone, this show could be a riot.
Aggie, Murder Most Foul is not a comedy. Phyllis Montague would scream if she heard the audience laughing at it. She'd pass right out on the floor.
Well then, you'd better have the smelling salts ready for opening night.
Aggie, is there anything left in the pot?
Not if you're lucky.
I heard that, Saul Watson.
Then let it be a lesson to you.
I hope we get this act done tonight. 3 days till dress rehearsal and we haven't even done a full run-through.
You can thank your friend Phyllis for that.
You mustn't blame Phyllis, Billy. She's simply a perfectionist.
Well, she wasn't satisfied with the script. Why did she submit it?
Because if we'd done some other show, she'd have to wait till next year to get it done.
Why couldn't we do it as our next show?
We've got our audience's preconditioned.
Brainwashed is more like it.
That's putting it rather strongly, Saul.
It's the unvarnished truth. We never vary season after season. We do a mystery, a comedy, a drama, and a musical in that order without fail.
Yes, but why?
Well, we started the theater that way, and it just got to be a habit for us and our patrons.
What would be the harm if we mixed it up?
It would confuse people. The comedy fans would come to the drama and laugh at all the tragic moments. And the musical fans would start beating time to the comedy.
Or sob during the mystery.
They may still do that.
Aggie, whose side are you on anyway?
On the side of sanity, which clearly doesn't do me much good around here.
Well, I'm all set. Anybody else ready to give it a go?
Oh, relax, Saul. We're all much too tense. This near opening night, we're usually kidding around with each other, having a marvelous time.
If you want my opinion, we're running scared.
Scared of what?
In our own way, Smitty, we're just as perfection-oriented as our author. We want the show to be a smash, not a smash up.
Amen.
We'll get it somehow. No matter how bad a show looks during rehearsal, we always manage to pull it off.
That's with a printed script, Polly. This typewritten stuff is okay, don't get me wrong. It's all the revisions that are killing us.
But Phyllis gave her solemn word.
It's the only kind of word she knows. I bet she's never giggled in her life.
And she promised the same thing last week, Polly, and then showed up on Monday with 3 new scenes.
And I'd wish she would just stop changing the identity of the murderer. I don't know whether to radiate menace or charm the pants off of everybody.
Okay, well, you won't do either just standing there. Come on, everybody, positions. Let's see if we can't go all the way to the curtain without stopping.
We'd better. I've got to get home and study for Mr. Broder's biology exam.
Wait, Smitty. No, Jerry. Are we taking it from the top or where?
Why don't we take it from Violet's line when Smitty made her entrance too early and do the page we left out?
What's my line?
Aggie, throw her a cue.
Just let me find the place. Okay, I found it. Violet, I'll feed you Billy's line, then you start.
Okay.
Ah, but Lady Margaret, he might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he has. Wait. I'll get it.
I certainly hope so.
Quiet, Polly. Go on, Violet.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night.
Is that where I'm Nope, that was treacherous. Wait for lecherous.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Well, who does have the next line?
It's Polly's.
Oh my, let me see.
It's...
No, don't tell me, I'll get it.
I certainly hope so.
Oh, for the love of...
I've got it. Violet, would ya? Roads can be treacherous at night.
Don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there was some truth, after all, in the story about the curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Deli Diamond. Jerry, does it seriously have to be called that? It sounds like it comes from a delicatessen.
That's because you're not sounding the H, Billy. It's Delhi, not Deli.
Polly, the H is silent. It is pronounced deli.
Can't we please go on? I've got to study for that exam.
No, wait, Smitty. Billy's got a point. It does sound like it belongs alongside the liverwurst. It looks okay when you read it in the script, but when you say it out loud, it sounds kind of silly.
Okay, so we'll call it the Calcutta Diamond.
You can't do that. Phyllis told me particularly that she chose it for its lovely alliteration, Delhi Diamond.
Okay, so we'll alliterate. We'll call it the Calcutta Carbuncle.
Carbuncle?
Yeah, it's a big stone like a ruby. A garnet cut, what do you call it? A cabochon.
Well, it sounds more like a big zit.
So do you.
Saul, shut your face.
Saul, shut your face.
There must be another gem we can use.
You mustn't change Phyllis's dialogue. She won't like it.
She'll like it a lot less if her deli diamond gets a laugh.
Jerry's right, dear. We should have a different name for it.
Well...
Hey, I've got it. Let's call it the Rancher per Ruby.
Hey, I like that. It's got class.
But what will we tell Phyllis?
Tell her she rewrote it that way. She's done so many revisions, she'll probably believe it.
Well, let's hope so. Meanwhile, children, can we return to the play?
Okay, where was I?
Hey, Jerry, should I write in that change or not?
You might as well, but do it in pencil just in case.
Gotcha. How do you spell Ranchiper?
Fake it! Nobody has to read it but you! Okay, Billy, go ahead. This is your line, the one right after Lord Dudley scoffs at the curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Rancher per Ruby has always met with a dreadful demise.
There, you see, I knew there was a reason for Phyllis's words. It's a double alliteration. Delhi, diamond, and dreadful demise.
Who gives a darn?
See here? You can't talk to my wife like that.
Henry, for once I agree with Saul. Who gives a darn? Billy, go on.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Rancher per Ruby has always met with a rotten requiem.
Come on, Billy. You sound like an elocution teacher.
So does Phyllis Montague.
Now, really?
Oh, come on, Polly. It double alliterates, doesn't it?
Billy, leave the lines ending is written, please.
Oh, all right. Has always met with a dreadful demise.
Oh, my line. But Percival didn't own the ruby anymore. Not as he sold to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless, Percival did own it. Well, that might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes. You were a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
I only know there are strange things in the history of India, things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer poppypop. Superstitious drivel.
Quite possibly, Lord Dudley, and yet...
And yet?
Where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Why, Diana, what a thing to say.
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his hands are moving all over my body.
But he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night. Begging your pardon, my lord, but should we delay dinner any longer? Louise, what are you doing?
Isn't that where the phone rings? Oh, wait. I turned 2 pages at once. Sorry about that.
Sorry, she says. If she does this during the performance...
She won't, Polly, she won't. Louise, you've got to be more careful.
Look on the bright side. Now we know the phone bill works.
That woman, I could...
No, you could not. Louise has a black belt in karate.
And how do you know I haven't?
Because they only go up to size 44.
Saul.
That does it! I'm through!
Now, honey, you mustn't be hasty about this.
Ha ha ha. I was only kidding.
What was that crash?
Oh!
Better go apologize. Ugh. Sorry, Polly.
So what do we do now?
You can't work around her, guys. She's got herself in darn near every scene.
Not the love scene in Act 2. Maybe we could do that one.
Well, why can't we wait till we have the real sofa? These middle chairs are awfully hard to cuddle on. When do we get the sofa?
We should have had it 2 days ago.
Could you call and find out?
I could try.
You want to look at that corridor wall, Jerry?
I think I'd better. I'm getting very worried about those braces.
You and me both. I've got 6 2x4s in it already, and the thing still flaps like a sail.
Well, guess I'll go hit the old biology book.
You've got it here?
Why not? All the time I spend waiting to make my entrance, I could study for 3 exams.
Well, Violet, what do you say?
Ready when you are.
On your marks, get set. Oh, Diana, I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret is cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
I see. Would you mind if I waited for her here?
Naturally not.
My time. Sit.
If you're so inclined.
Oh, Diana.
Yes, Stephen.
Would you take offense if I were to?
Oh, Stephen, what are you trying to say?
Oh, dash it all, Diana. Must we play at words? You know the message it longs to cry out from within my heart.
Was it possible? Do I dare for a moment imagine the message in your heart is the self-same message that longs to cry out for my own?
Diana, do you mean? Do I dare to dream?
Have a care, sir, have a care. You know that I am betrothed to another man.
And yet you do not draw away.
Oh, Stephen, can you not reason out why?
I am almost afraid to.
Then cease your noble trepidation, Stephen Sellers, for though I am a highborn lady, I am also a woman.
Oh, Diana.
Oh, Stephen, if Dr. Forbes should come upon us...
Hang your illustrious fiancé. He shall not have you. Oh, Diana.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Violet.
Billy.
Oh, Violet.
What is all that clattering? Ha! No wonder why you want a real sofa.
Now, Louise.
Nope, I didn't see a thing. Not a thing.
Billy, do you think she suspects?
Oh, good. I didn't suspect myself till just a moment ago.
Oh, darling, neither did I.
Yoo-hoo! Is anybody even here?
Billy, that sounds like Miss Montague.
Tonight, but she said she wouldn't come back till dress rehearsal.
Did you all hear what I heard?
It sounded like Phyllis.
Probably with 5 new pages of dialogue for you.
I just accepted one apology from you, Saul. Do you want to make it another one?
Sorry, Polly.
Hi, yoo-hoo! Hi, how are you all?
Hi, Phyllis. We weren't expecting you, at least not tonight.
Oh, I know I'm being such a naughty girl, Geraldine, but I have so many new and good things to share with you all that I simply couldn't wait until the dress rehearsal.
Phyllis, more changes? We open in 4 nights.
Oh, that's why I decided not to wait until the dress rehearsal to show up. This would be much too much to learn in one night.
What makes you think we can do it in 3?
Oh, don't be a tease, Henry. It's really all very simple. I've just added one extra character and cut the love scene.
Cut the love scene?
Oh dear, perhaps I didn't make it clear. It's not precisely cut, just cut out of Act 2 and moved back to Act 1.
Well, that's not so bad.
Except it's no longer between Diana and Stephen.
Between who else?
Yeah, the Lord and the Lady are already married.
You can't mean the doctor and the maid, can you?
Oh dear. I didn't make that clear either. Diana still plays this scene, but now, get this, it's with Sir Percival.
What?
What? Phyllis?
How can you do such a thing?
Well, I got to thinking that perhaps a knight of the realm was a far better catch for Diana than a mere rich commoner like Stephen. So then I thought
Phyllis, I didn't say why. I said, how can you do it? We don't have a Sir Percival in the play.
Exactly. Everyone refers to him all the time, but he never actually appears.
Besides, it's kind of rough on Diana to make that switch, saying that I, bump off Sir Percival before I show up at the house.
do?
What?
It's a murder.
Phyllis, don't you even remember your own plot?
Yes, but I don't recall a murder. Show me where it says so.
It is called Murder Most
Well, we
Foul.
don't actually see it done, but once we find that Percival has vanished and Rex is the famous gemstone Percival was bringing to the party, we figure out what happened. See?
Murder. I never thought of it as a murder.
What?
No, I just thought that maybe Rex had picked Percival's pocket and perhaps drained all the petrol from his tank to keep him from the party. After all, murder is it's just
Popular with our patrons.
And we're already advertising it as a murder mystery.
And it is 4 days till opening night. Don't you think it's a bit late to audition Percival's?
What? I've written you all the loveliest new lines. Won't you at least look at them?
No,
Fine. Of course we will.
no.
I'm pregnant?
You're what?
I mean, Diana is, but...
You!
But who's the father?
That's explained on the third sheet.
Lord Dudley?
Henry?
Holly, don't be an idiot.
Sorry. It came as such a shock.
Phyllis, this is crazy. How can Dudley be the father if he and Diana have only just met?
That's explained on the fifth sheet.
Go.
Amnesia?
Yes, because that explains why he doesn't remember their meeting.
But if she's carrying his child, Diana must remember something.
That's explained on the seventh sheet. You see, it was a very dark night.
Phyllis, this is totally impossible. The entire thrust of the plot is altered. Everybody has a brand new motivation for what they do.
Well, surely with a little work.
In the next 4 days?
We couldn't even do it for months.
But I've worked so hard.
And we haven't? Phyllis, there's no way we can make these changes at this late date.
But there's such little changes.
Little? What about the ending? If Diana is going to marry Stephen, won't her pregnancy kind of put a crimp in the festivities?
William, if you must know, I'm working on that.
Phyllis, more changes?
Yes. Well, wait until you see what I've done with Lady Margaret.
What is this? Lady Margaret goes into shock at the news of Diana's pregnancy and loses the power of speech?
Really? Now say, maybe this version isn't so bad after all.
And what about my mother? What about your mother? Well, when I first tried out for the part, she insisted on looking over the script because she doesn't want me in a risque play. If Diana's pregnant, I'll have to quit the show.
She's only 2 months pregnant. And besides, it's not like you're gonna see.
Mother thinks ahead.
Oh, very well. Well, if you'd all rather not do my little play, then
Now
I guess
hold it right there, Phyllis. We all appreciate the chance to do a play for which we do not have to pay royalties. In fact, doing your show would put the theater's budget in the black for the first time in 6 months. However, when the play reading committee agreed to do the show of yours, it was on the basis of the original script. Now that show we promised to do, and we will, but all these changes have nothing to do with that agreement.
So now you're feeling free to reject my play.
Not the play as first submitted, Phyllis, and I'll even allow you all the alterations you've already made, but this last batch is just too much.
Do you have the authority to speak for the entire committee?
No, but when I tell them that it's either the first version or no version, I'll have their unanimous backing.
Well, if you really feel strongly about this matter, dear Geraldine, then, well, I guess. Polly, look at me. Polly, look at me. Polly, please, how do you feel about all this?
It is rather close to opening night, Phyllis. And then, of course, maybe, perhaps...
Remember, she cut all of your speeches.
I hate you.
I'm with Jerry.
No!
Me too.
Violet, I gave you a baby.
You bet.
No!
Absolutely. No, stop, please. Oh, no, please stop. Why do you
Right
ruin
on.
everything? You ruined. Oh. Ew.
I agree. Not good.
What?
Thanks anyway.
Nice try.
Sorry, Phyllis.
Please, oh, fine. Go ahead and do the original version. But if the show's reviews turn out to be a box office disaster, then
We'll all remember who wrote the original.
Do you think maybe we were a little rough on her?
She did take that rather hard.
She said once at dinner that she looks upon this play as her child.
It's the only offspring she'll ever have.
And when she tried to make that child a little prettier.
Oh, I wish you hadn't put it like that.
Jerry, don't be a sap. Phyllis wasn't making her child prettier. She was giving it an extra head.
I guess you're right. Let's leave the kid alone and start learning to love it as is.
Now you're talking.
Come on, everybody. We came here to rehearse, so let's rehearse.
I'll give you all to the count of 3. If I don't hear some snappy dialogue, I'm picking up the hammer again.
And I'll hold the nails.
I'm getting another cup of coffee. You people pick up your long faces and get into character.
Jerry, are we taking it from the top?
Not if you want to finish the act before dawn. Pick it up at Saul's line about the telegraph office.
Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message is from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages to see?
See here, you insolent young puppy. Doubting my word.
Of course he isn't, Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what you have to say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
You had best answer that, Doris, before we owe the caller an apology too.
Yes, sir. Hello? Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Ah, who is it, Doris?
Sir Percival.
No, it can't be. I mean,
Yes, Doctor. Exactly what do you mean?
why, I.
Hello? What? Ah, yes. Yes, I see. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Why, Dudley, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
Excuse me, just a moment.
Did we do something wrong?
No, of course not. I just wanted to see what you were all doing when the phone rang. Could we take it back a few lines?
It's a long way to the end of the act, Jerry. Don't you think?
This will only take a minute. Please, just back up to Smitty's line about the phone.
Jeepers creepers.
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what you have to say to that, Dr. Forbes?
What?
Sorry, I forgot to wind the tape back. Hang on. Now, I've got it. Oops, wrong place.
And only 4 more days till opening night.
I'll get it. Oops. Sorry. Darn it all the heck!
Who gave you this job?
What is this? You guys have work to do and
Thank you. Oh, is my mic on?
Curtain open.
There's a draft up here. The curtain keeps some of it out.
That's because somebody left the front door open. I closed it.
Why are theaters always drafty backstage?
They're designed that way on purpose. The breeze comes in handy if the play smells.
I don't suppose you have any particular play in mind, Aggie?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Jerry, do we have to wear makeup tonight?
Well, I don't care so much about the men, but I did want to see how the women look, especially their hairdos.
I think they're wearing wigs.
I've seen the wigs. I want to see how they look wearing them.
I'll go tell them.
because they swing it around.
How do you like the wall?
Well, it looks okay on this side, but how much space is there to move behind it?
They'll have about 2 inches clearance each side if they're careful. Except for Polly, of course.
How's she going to get from the garden to the prop table for the roses she brings on stage?
She won't have to. I'm going to put the roses on that side of the stage. I told her it was to simplify things, but I never told her what I was simplifying.
That's good thinking. We have to keep her in a happy mood. She nearly walked out again last night, thanks to Saul Watson!
You gotta admit, it was pretty funny.
Yes, but his sense of humor cost us a half hour. At least I got him to swear he'll say he's off to have a word with Lady Margaret, not to chew the fat with her.
Yeah, but even if he behaves himself during rehearsal, how do we know what he's gonna do during the actual show?
I don't want to think about it. I'm already having nightmares.
I'm surprised you can even sleep at all. Tomorrow night, everything will be out of your hands. All you can do is stand in the wings and pray. There's not even enough room to kneel.
Maybe I should just spend opening night in some cozy bar in another town.
How do you like this thing, Jerry? It looks real, doesn't it?
Certainly does. It was nice of Phyllis to lend it to us for the show. Costume jewelry that good is awfully expensive.
What are we gonna do about the central stone? We still haven't told Phyllis we've nixed her Delhi diamond. How are we gonna pass this thing off as a ruby?
As a matter of fact, Billy came up with the solution to that. From now, it is known as the white ruby of Ranchipur.
Is there such a thing as a white ruby?
There is now. And by the way, keep that thing in a safe place between performances, Louise. We wouldn't want it to get misplaced or stolen.
Don't worry. I figure this necklace will be our ace in the hole. Phyllis will preoccupy herself worrying about it instead of the play.
There's something to that, all right.
You know, I'd feel a lot easier if that safe had a back to it. A person could tiptoe up and back of the flat and pick the necklace right up.
I can nail one on, but I'd have to take the safe down first. And that would mean repainting the flat.
Why would you take it down?
Because if I hair around the back and the front is where it is now, the whole thing will tear loose from the flat and fall on stage.
Tell you what, I'm not doing much except prompting once the curtain's up. Why don't I just hang on to the thing and hand it to Saul when he reaches in the safe?
Would you mind, Aggie? It'd set my mind at rest.
No problem at all.
Well, you better practice it then. Tonight's your only chance before opening.
Easy as pie. But the practice can't hurt.
You ready for the mob yet?
I guess so, if they're all in costume.
Well, if they're not, it's their tough luck. Hey, everybody on stage!
Coming.
Hey, line up along the front of the stage, will you? I want to see how you all look in costume.
Just sat down.
The costumes seem to fit all right.
I think mine's just a little too small for me.
Okay, I didn't say a word.
And you better not.
Polly, be fair. It's one thing if he picks on you, but if you're going to blow up every time you think he might say something.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, Saul. Rehearsal jitters, I guess.
No problem.
Good. Now turn around, all of you, slowly, so I can see what you look like in back. Smitty, we got to get you some better shoes.
My mother said she wouldn't buy me new ones for the show. But if you want to talk to her.
I'm not messing with your mom. Good. Violet, why aren't you wearing a bustle like Polly?
I'm not wearing a bustle.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
Violet, why aren't you wearing that wig?
It's too big. Let me show you. See? I look like a British sheepdog.
Can't you pat it or tuck it in or something?
I'll think of something. I didn't have time just now.
Okay, well, you're all going to look just fine. Suppose we see how well you can act.
Positions for Act 1?
I guess we may as well start, yes.
You want to know the curtain too?
Yes, I want everything just as if this were the performance.
Jerry, I think you just got your wish.
In space!
Geraldine, I have the most dreadful news. We have to change the name of my play.
Phyllis, we can't. The programs have been printed. The publicity's been mailed out.
I just found out there is a movie with the same title
audience is likely to be confused. They can see this isn't a movie.
Right. And in a movie, no one forgets their lines.
Don't say things like that, Saul. I'm having enough trouble already.
Oh, I do hope you're joking, Marla.
Who?
I forgot your real name, Smitty.
No one ever uses it, except my mother.
And Phyllis.
Oh, but I do think nicknames are so vulgar, don't you, Saul?
I'm the wrong guy to ask, Phil.
Phyllis! I am so glad you're here tonight because you can be a great help to us all.
Really? How?
I mean, you can listen to the lines and see that everybody's saying them properly.
Oh, and where does that leave me?
Oh, Aggie, I didn't mean the words exactly. I meant all of the, subtle nuances of their interpretation.
Oh, okay. You mean the ones you forgot to tell me to write down?
Yes.
Oh, shall I sit out there beside you?
No. So that is, I make notes all the time during rehearsal, and I might distract you.
Louise, have you got a place for our play right back there?
If you've got a dust track.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is so thrilling.
Hey, you got any other, nice little surprises for us? I could use a thrill right now.
Don't lose your temper, Saul. It's gonna be okay.
The heck are nuances?
Don't ask. Just grit your teeth. Pray you've got them.
I thought you wanted us to do a full run through without interruptions, with Phyllis back there listening for nuances.
Cheer up. Maybe Louise will drop a sandbag around her.
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Positions for Act 1.
You want the music too?
Yes, everything just as if this were the performance.
Everybody, hold your places during the music.
I'm off stage when the curtain rises. I don't have a place.
You're lucky.
Quiet, everybody!
The house lights! Louise, dim the house lights! That's fine, Louise. Do it like that, right after the music starts.
Gotcha!
Lord Dudley, will there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Other than myself and Lady Margaret, my wife, and the lovely socialite Diana Lassiter here, no, Doris.
That's what I thought.
I say, Diana, have you yet located that book on famous jewels of India? I told you must be there on that shelf.
Ah, yes, here it is. Oh, I say, Lord Dudley, you didn't tell me there was a curse in the famous white ruby of Rancipur.
The what? It's okay, Phyllis. It's okay.
That's supposed to be the Delhi diamond.
We had to change it, Phyllis.
For what possible reason?
It looked silly next to the liverwurst.
Liverwurst. There's no liverwurst in my play.
We just wanted to keep it that way.
Beg your pardon?
Phyllis, please, trust me. Just get off the stage and Aggie will explain the change to you.
Very well.
Okay, go ahead with the show, people.
All right. Violet, would you?
Oh, sure. The famous white ruby of Rancipur.
Ah, fiddlesticks, a lot of hogwash, darned superstitious rot.
But the book distinctly says that Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first son of the white ruby of Rancipur. Jerry, can I just say ruby? I have to say the whole mouthful every time.
Just go on, go on.
But the book distinctly says that Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the ruby, was found dead, floating in his tub. And the second owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the ruby from Lord Clyde's estate, where he was found trampled to death in his stables by his favorite horse. And the next owner...
Ah, balderdash, nonsense, a lot of old wives' tales.
But how can it be? They're all dead, aren't they?
Well, yes, but consider, I purchased the ruby this morning, and I'm fine.
Lord Dudley, is anything wrong?
No, nothing. Just one of my beastly attacks.
How long have you had them?
Since this morning.
You don't suppose.
Ah, coincidence. Sheer coincidence. Merest chance.
Dr. Forbes is here, Lord Dudley.
Ah, it is your fiancée, Diana. Jerry, that's a pretty dumb line, isn't it? She knows it's her fiancé.
But the audience doesn't.
Why don't I just wear a signboard?
No, really, Saul.
Will you all stop your gabbing and just get on with the show? It's far too late to make alterations now.
All right. It is your fiancé, Diana.
Yes, being engaged to the world famous scientist made me envy all the girls in England.
Oh, but a lovely belle like you deserves to have a ring.
Well, speaking of dumb lines.
Violet! That line is supposed to be lighthearted. The merriment provides emotional contrast to the atmosphere of terror.
That's the general atmosphere, all right.
Will you all please?
Right, sorry. You flatter me, Lord Dudley.
Doris, will you show the gentleman in?
At once, my lord.
Lord Dudley, Diana.
Oh, I'm sure you young people will want to be alone. I'll just toddle off to my room and putter about.
Not that exit, Henry. That leads to the kitchen and the maid's quarters.
Oh, right. Thanks, Jerry. Of course. Say, she's quite the good-looking maid.
Henry!
Only joking, dear.
You mean I'm not good looking?
Oh, well,
Henry, just finish your line and go.
Saul's got a line first.
I do? Oh, right. Really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Nonsense. I was once in love myself.
Why does he say that in the past tense?
Polly, please.
Sorry.
My dearest darling.
My sweet.
Mwah. My darling, I have a little surprise. Oh, darn.
What's the matter?
I forgot the stupid necklace. Aggie!
Sorry, my fault. Ow.
Aggie, as stage manager, you're supposed to make certain everybody has their props.
I know. Phyllis was talking to me about nuances, and I missed my entrance.
Phyllis, you really mustn't chat backstage when people have work to do.
Oh, I do apologize, Geraldine. I forgot Agnes had things to do.
My fault for not reminding her. Aggie, get yourself together.
Pick it up from where we left off.
Good a spot as any.
My darling, I have a surprise for you. The white ruby of Ranchipole.
Oh, how incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse.
Oh, not very much. May I, please?
Certainly you shall. Here, allow me. You know, I never was really good at putting necklaces on.
I'm well aware, Rex.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I was never good at putting on necklaces.
Try again, my dear.
Oh, I will. Oh my goodness, come on. Come on.
Saul,
Come on. I'm trying. It is lovely in such a lovely setting.
Oh, Rex, what a thing to say.
I cannot decide which is lovelier. You or that fabulous gem.
Oh, I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Lady Diana! That necklace! Take it off, I say!
Lady Margaret, I was only...
Take it off this instant.
Here now, Lady Margaret, there's surely no harm done.
No harm, you say? How could you endanger the life of this dear girl and your own fiancé?
Oh, I don't believe in silly curses, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century. Oh.
Diana, are you all right?
Yes, I think so. It was just momentary. The room seemed to dip and my head started to spin. Oh, but I'm quite all right now.
I shall take this and place it where it can do no more harm.
Aren't you being silly, Lady Margaret?
Perhaps I am, but it's better to be safe than it is to be sorry.
Shouldn't you wait until Lord Dudley has seen his newest possession?
He shall see it in good time, when I feel good and brave enough to wear it. And he did purchase it for me, so it is, in actuality, mine to deal with as I choose. Oops, I put it in too far.
Do you mean to say that there's no back on that thing?
My fault. I forgot I was supposed to be back there to grab the darn thing.
Aggie, I hope you're making notes of all these things.
Sure. I just keep forgetting to read them.
We're never gonna get through this tonight. We've been here an hour already, and we haven't even done half of the first act.
And we've only done 2 rehearsals of the third. That's the most important act in the show.
Aggie's right. That's the act we're all really panicky about.
Well, why don't we just do that act right now? It's hard to do everything that comes before it with the act hanging over our heads, and I'm sure if we feel more confident about it.
All right. Anything to get this show nailed down. Let's do the third act, get our confidence, and then run all 3 acts as fast as we can.
How long will that take? My mother doesn't like me out too late on a school night. I just barely passed that biology exam.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we're gonna finish. Come on, everybody, positions.
Do you want it with the curtain?
Yes. Actually, no. Wait till we're in the entire show.
Okay, but hang on a second while I find the right spot on my tape.
You've got nothing till that phone bell. Find your place while we run the act.
Well, do my best.
Go ahead, everybody. Action.
Wait, I got it!
Phyllis, you can't just interrupt rehearsal this way.
I've solved the problem of the liverwurst.
Damn it, that's already been solved.
So, there's no need for profanity.
That's what you think. I don't care.
Please hear me out. I was so concerned at the loss of my lovely double alliteration that I just had
Okay,
to
just
think of
show us the solution, but be quick.
Okay, we don't have to call it the Delhi Diamond or the Ranchapur Ruby. Now we can call it the Darjeeling Diamond. It still double alliterates and it's still named after a city in India.
Yes, thank you so much. And we will make the change. Now please get off the stage, and I don't want to see or hear you again until we finish rehearsing the act, okay?
You don't have to get happy about it.
Does everybody have the new name for that stupid gem?
Yeah.
Okay, now take it from the top and no stopping.
What do you want to bet?
Please, Louise.
Okay, just thought it'd be a great opportunity to pick up some extra cash.
Places, everybody, and the next person who interrupts dies. I don't mean gets yelled at, and I don't mean shoot out. I mean die.